Hello everybody, my name is Jake Abraham. I'm going to introduce you to the unit called Management of Curriculum Implementation. As a manager, how do we implement curriculum? One of the first things that we need to do is proper planning. Let us look at this picture in front of us and see what is good about this picture and what are the challenges on this picture. As you can see, the people involved in here looks like they know what they are going to do. They know the legislation. If you look at, they have put the railway tracks properly. But the challenge that they have here is, as you can see, it's not meeting. What could be the reason? It's mainly because there was no proper planning. Let us look at the tip here. Prior proper planning prevents poor performance. Was there a prior planning here? It looks not. Which means failing to plan is planning to fail. If you look at our educational circumstances, how do we plan? What do we plan? Let us look again. Let us look again at the planning tools that are required for proper school planning. First of all, do we have an year plan? And how do we go about planning for the year? There are three things that we need to remember here. Number one, ensure that the year plan is drawn well in advance, at least during term 3 of the previous year. The second thing is, have you collated all activities that are required for the whole year? It's also important that we have all these. Ensure all activities are included in the year plan. And thirdly, ensure that all committees draw their year plan before you can collate it into one school year plan. If you need to succeed, you need to plan in advance. Remember, our keyword is prior proper planning prevents poor performance. The second aspect of the planning comes in the annual teaching plan and annual assessment plan. I'm going to talk about the annual assessment plan here. Have you ever imagined a learner who has to write 5 or 6 tests in a day? By break time, how does this learner look like? That is because there was no proper planning with regard to assessment. It is important that the school draws up an annual assessment plan so that there is no overloading of assessment in a particular day. Again, it is also important that the plan is well communicated to the parents, well on time. One of the major things that we face is learners not completing the SBA task or assessment tasks on time. Both the assessment for achievement and assessment of achievement. I mean the informal assessment and the formal assessment. As a manager and the implementer of curriculum at the school, it is the responsibility of the principal to make sure that assessment happens properly, and that requires proper planning. Is it aligned to the annual teaching plan? Are the tasks planned properly? There is no overcrowding of a particular assessment program in a day. All this can only be achieved if we have planned properly and the assessment plan is in place. It is also important to communicate it with the parents at the beginning of the year.